the sun shine in today. I'm trying to make this darkness go away. I'll paint with colors and I'll sing until my lungs give out. I'm gonna let the sun shine in today. And I will leave my windows open so that I can hear the sound of people talking and the wind blowing in the trees. Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the sun shine in the day. I'm gonna let the past be filled with smoke.
Hello friends, happy Friday. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Kristen. This is Mama's Reading Nook, just in case you're new here. So how is your day going? I hope it is going well. So I got up this morning and I said, you know what? Let's get on that bike. So this morning I got up, I got Cadence ready for school, I got her to school, got Charlie off onto the bus, and then I grabbed a protein shake and I downed it, and I ate a Sunbelt Bakery kind of granola bar, and then I went down and I did 30 minutes on my bike. And I have to tell you, I feel good. I need more light down there though, because we're in the process of renovating it, right? And so there's not a lot of light. I can't read down there. I could listen to a book, that's true, but I don't really have anything I'm listening to right now. So, or I could listen to music, I guess, but that's just not as fun. So instead I watched the first 30 plus minutes of the recent episode of The Rookie. I did that, and then I came back up here upstairs and I got myself ready for the day. I showered, did all that, and now here we are. I do have some fun updates for you guys. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time going into it, over it, whatever, but I did finish this bad boy, and I am still taking a break. I did really enjoy this. I enjoyed this a whole lot more than I thought I was going to. And I don't really know why. I think because in my last vlog I said, because when I was a kid, the story scared me a little more and maybe I was just more bored with the characters. And that could really be part of it, but I just really did enjoy this a whole lot more. And really, the only thing I'm gonna say is, if you've seen the movies and you really loved the movies and you haven't read these books, please read these books, because you are missing out on so much. I did not realize just how much we were all missing out on until I reread these books. And I don't think the movies are garbage, but I definitely don't hold them to the highest standard that I held them to before. This is where we are. So yeah, I finished this book up. They did the second task. He got Ron out of the water, and then he also saved Fleur Delacour's sister, because Fleur ended up stunned and didn't get to her sister in time, and Harry took the whole song very seriously about them, the mermaids keeping their friends. That was never going to happen. Anyway, so then he did the third task, which was the maze, and in the maze is when he gets to the cup. Him and Cedric agree, they get to the cup at the same time. Him and Cedric agree to hold it together, and they go to reach for it, and it's a port key to the cemetery where Tom Riddle's family is buried. And then using the bone of the father, so he gets a bone from his dad, Tom Riddle does, and the hand of a servant, so Wormtail ends up cutting off his hand, and the blood of a foe, so he cuts Harry's arm and gets some blood for that. He comes back to power, and Cedric dies because he says kill the spare, and so Wormtail kills Cedric. This is obviously where the story takes a turn. We all know this, and it's gonna start getting darker and darker. We're coming into the reasons where I do not like Cornelius Fudge, okay? Because Rita Skeeter, who by the way, is an illegal animagus who turns herself into a beetle and is on, like, not a mosquito, not a fly, and is on, she ends up like on windowsills, and she talks to the Slytherins that way. She writes a really scathing article about Harry and whether or not he's in his right mind. And it comes out that he speaks parcel tongue and that lately his scar has been hurting. And so there's all of this craziness, right? And so at the end of the book, when Harry is in the hospital wing, they're just trying to get him to sleep. He has had some major trauma. This poor kid. Parents die. He lives with an abusive aunt and uncle. Voldemort's after him. And now he just watched a really nice guy who was only trying to help him die. And now he's fearing for his life because Voldemort's back and he's after him. Him and all the muggles in the world. And so Harry is trying to recover from his trauma. He is clearly not doing well. And so he takes like a sleepless potion and he falls asleep. Well, then he wakes up because he hears McGonagall and Cornelius Fudge arguing. And it turns out that Cornelius Fudge came into the castle with a Dementor to see Barty Crouch Jr., who was masquerading as Moody. And they gave Barty Crouch Jr. Veritaserum, which is the truth serum, a potion, and he told them everything. And he admitted that he killed his dad. Lots of death. The reason Cornelius Fudge bothers me is because he chooses to believe a scathing article from a piece of crap reporter over Harry himself and over Dumbledore, because they tell Cornelius Fudge that Voldemort is back, and he's like, oh, you're crazy, telling Dumbledore he's crazy and he's mad, and telling Harry that he's mad, and all of this stuff. So it's like, you are risking the lives of all these witches and wizards because you're choosing to believe an article that was very false. I mean, yeah, Cornelius Fudge is mad because Dumbledore never let anybody else know that Harry speaks parcel tongue and things like that. Things that maybe people should know, but it's not really Dumbledore's business to tell people what's up with Harry. At least not in my opinion. So begins the second round of Harry's trauma, which will continue into the fifth book for sure. Because again, in that same conversation I had that I mentioned before with a friend of mine, we talked about how some of Snape's behaviors can't be redeemed, like just how mean he is to these kids. We talked about how in the fifth book, Harry spends a lot of time by himself. He's ignored all summer. No one tells him anything. He can't get a hold of a Daily Prophet. Like, he has no idea what's going on in the wizarding world all summer long. And then when he gets to school, his friends aren't really telling him anything. They feel a little standoffish because they aren't really sure what's going on. Dumbledore's not talking to him. Dumbledore's not looking at him. This guy that he really respects and really cares about and thought that he really cared about him, he's not talking to him. And so he's going through a lot. So he has this really traumatic event, and then he spends the summer alone, not hearing from anybody, and then he has to go back to school, and people don't believe him. People are making fun of him. And so it's just all bad. And so this poor kid is just so much and has so much trauma. So I'm going to have to, I think, get over the fact that he's kind of whiny in the fifth book. Because he has a right to be whiny. He has a right to be whiny. And maybe I won't see it that way. Maybe, I think as an adult, maybe I won't see it that way. Maybe I won't see it as he's whining. And maybe because now that I'm adult and I have a degree in counseling, I can see the trauma behind it. Maybe that's the reason I liked this book a whole lot more, is because I'm an adult and I'm seeing underlying things. So this one ended with Voldemort coming back to power. I highly suggest picking it up. I highly suggest picking all of these books up, especially if you like the movies but haven't read the books, because you're missing out on some really big things. Lots of tension because things are not going well. So highly suggest it. This is a 5-star reread, whatever you want to say. And so I am going to take a break. I'm going to hold off on reading book number 5 for a while. I may pick it up again in March. Just give me some time. And then I'm going to focus on books that I want to read for February. Here we are. Do you see the pink? You guys, I don't know if you can see it in this light, but I went to the hairdresser and I got my hair done, and she added pink to my hair. So the emo punk rock child that I was in middle school is thrilled. It's so cute. So very excited. Sorry, that was off topic. So now I'm gonna do some work. The vlog is going to go up tomorrow morning from last week. Normally I would have had it up this morning, but life happens, you know? And so I got the January book haul up, which was nice. And then I'm going to finish up editing the vlog from last week and get it up tomorrow morning. I'm gonna set it to premiere tomorrow morning. And then hopefully I'll be back on track and this vlog will go up on Friday like it's supposed to. Fingers crossed. This weekend's gonna be pretty quiet. I'm excited because it means that I can read. And so tomorrow morning, we've got really nothing going on unless Justin has plans I haven't been told about, which has happened on occasion. And tomorrow night, we are going to a trivia night. So we really like trivia nights. And so that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up Half a Soul. This is the book club pick for Foxenwood, for the Fox and Burrow book club. And so I need to get this one started. I'm gonna pick this one up. I'm gonna start this one. I'm excited to dig into it. I've heard really good things, but I've also been checking the Discord chat and people are saying that it was really hard to get into. So here's hoping I am gonna do okay. So I'm gonna see if there's any sprints happening on the Discord with my Foxy friends and then go from there. And I have some calls to make and I have some things to do and I should probably make myself some lunch soon. But that is all I have for you. I hope you're enjoying your Friday. We actually have if you can kind of see through my sheer curtains, kind of a sunny day today, which is odd because it's been cloudy and gloomy and cold and icy and snowy and rainy. I like this, I'll take this. Hope you guys are having a great day. I'm gonna hop off here and do some work and do some reading and then I will catch up with you later. Bye.
Weight off my shoulders, cause I know yesterday ain't coming back. I'm gonna let the past stay in the cold. I will listen to the ocean, let its unsaid words be spoken, and I'll let my mind be carried by the waves. Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like...
Hey guys, so I have reached a point in my day where I can just kind of sit and chill for a little bit before I have to go get Cadence. So I'm going to curl up with my blanket here, sit in the corner, and I'm gonna read for a bit. And I figured, how about you sit with me for a little while?
Gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the sun shine in the day.
Happy Saturday. Don't really have any updates for you. It's been a weird day. I'm feeling very anxious for some reason, and I don't really know what that reason is. So until very recently, I had a bunch of little fidget rings on my fingers and I've been playing with those all day and I've just been trying to relax and kind of chill. The brain goblins are getting to me, so I'm just trying to relax. I don't really know what's going on. But yeah. But I've been reading, I've been relaxing, I've been playing Dreamlight Valley a lot today, and then my new desk chair just came in, which I've been waiting for forever. It's just a red chair, but I've been tired of sitting on the dining room chairs because those are really uncomfortable. So I'm gonna try to put that together and you guys can watch. That sounds like fun, right?
Oh, stop. Can't believe I live in your thoughts. I think about you all the time, morning, evening, and midnight. Such a wonderful delight. Forgo, give up everything that I own. Yeah, I'd give it all up now just to be with you somehow. Unexpected love was found. rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm on.
How do you like my bookshelf? Terrific! Well, you sure do like books. I know, I love books. Woo! You can learn anything in a book. Like, want to learn about dogs? There's a book for that. Want to learn about trains? There's a book for that. Want to learn about bugs? There's a book for that. Right. I love this book. Oh, here's one. Oh, here's another.
Honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say that I love you. Ooh, ooh, you. Ooh, ooh. So slow. Hold you in my arms, won't let go.
Hi friends, how are you? Happy Monday. I am sitting in line waiting to pick up Cadence, and I am reading, actually while I'm here, Half a Soul. I am on page 105, so I've reached past the 100 mark, and I'm really enjoying this. Like, it's a lot of fun. I know that they said that it was like Pride and Prejudice, and it's I'm seeing that. Dora is very much like Elizabeth Bennet, very blunt, but I mean, of course it's part of her, whatever's going on with her. She's very, I like her a lot. Not afraid to say what she thinks. I wish more people could be like that, and it didn't take losing half your soul to get there. And then Elias really does remind me of Mr. Darcy. And I love Mr. Darcy. So I am really enjoying this book. Yeah, it's interesting to me. They are kind of doing a almost kind of fake dating thing, but it's because Albert, who is the man that Dora's aunt wants her to marry, is friends with Elias, who is the Lord Sorcier, and he is convincing him to continue to call on Dora, even if maybe he's not interested, because Elias finds her fascinating, but Elias finds her fascinating because Dora's cousin Vanessa spilled the beans about her curse. So the Lord Sorcier has agreed to look into it and try to basically reverse it. So he's pretending to be interested kind of in her in order to learn more about what happened with the fairy and go from there. But it is kind of turning into this very strange fake dating thing. But Albert's aunt and Albert's mother are being old hens and are trying to basically get Albert to marry Dora. He's a doctor, so the aunt and the mother convinced Albert to let Dora go with him on his little errands, and they ended up in a workhouse and trying to heal people there. And so she's seeing the realities of the world as well. And so yes, and apparently it looks like there's some kind of sleeping spell going on, so the Lord Sorcier is looking into that as well. So there's a lot going on. It did take a bit getting into, but now that I'm into it, it's good. It's very good. I'm enjoying it. I love that it's similar to Pride and Prejudice, because Pride and Prejudice is probably my favorite Jane Austen book. So, and the Keira Knightley version of the movie is wonderful. So that's really the only update I have for you. Tonight I have to take Cadence to Girl Scouts, so I'll probably get more reading in then too, which will be nice. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Justin's making stroganoff for dinner so that Cadence and I can eat before her meeting, and then we're gonna go from there. I did find on Libby the Ballad of Ever After, and so I think I will eventually start listening to that as well, but I want to wait until I have more time in the car to really start listening to it so that I don't have to stop listening to it quickly. Like, I want to be able to get into it. I have the physical book too, which I may do both, but I just kind of figured, well, I can get my hands on this one, so let's do this one. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's the only update I have for you. So hope you guys are having a good day, and I'll catch up with you later. Bye!
The world around could pass us by, a thunderstorm, a lightning strike, as we hold each other tight.
happy Tuesday. Welcome back, whatever. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update. I am at work, clearly, and I am working on some file stuff. So I wanted to take a break and just kind of give you guys an update. I am listening in on the sprints with Lexi, trying to be as productive as humanly possible at this point, because today has been rough for my energy level, and I don't really know why. Like, I went to bed at a decent time last night, but I did get up at like 5:45 so that I could, get up and shower and everything before my kids got up for school. So I'm dragging a little bit today, but I wanted to give you an update. I did finish, I don't have it with me, so we're gonna do Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. I finished that last night and it was so good. I really enjoyed it. It was a 5-star read. It really did give me those Pride and Prejudice vibes, which I greatly enjoyed, because there's so many books out there that say similar to Pride and Prejudice when in reality it's not. And this really was. Like, he was so grumpy. Elias was so grumpy and like didn't want to fall in love, didn't want to see Dora that way. And in the end, it's exactly what you had pictured. So at the end, like, he says, "You frustrating woman." And it just made me smile. I literally like smiled the whole way through that book. And yeah, there's some big stuff going on. It's a little bit less, it's not as high stakes fantasy as some of the other things you see, which is nice. So basically there's a fairy who cursed Dora and took half of her soul. And so she doesn't really feel emotions like other people do. She generally is not afraid or embarrassed by anything, and sometimes that can come back to haunt her. And then Elias is the Lord Sorcerer, so he's like a magician that works for the Prince Regent, one of his friends is Albert, who is a doctor/surgeon. And so initially the moms want Dora to try to marry Albert, and so he plays along and lets them think that that's the route they're going down, when in reality that's not, because she doesn't necessarily want to be married, because she doesn't know what it feels like to be in love. So then enter Elias, who is the Lord Sorcerer, and he finds out about her condition, her half a soul, and he agrees to try to help fix it. And then, things happen along in the process. There's a big bad, and there's a sleeping plague, and it all comes into play. And so it's really cute. It's really good. It's a great take on Regency England. It gave me those Bridgerton vibes, just not as naughty, but it definitely has that Regency England, the balls, the dowries, the trying to make sure you marry off your girls to good homes so that they have good husbands and wealth and all of that kind of stuff, because money doesn't get left to women at that time when their husbands die. So want to make sure they have the best lives possible. So yes, it was very good. It was very cute. It was 5 stars. I am going to probably read the second one in that series, so I'm very excited. So then last night I decided to pick up Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute. It's pretty short. It's only 315 pages. So hopefully it'll be a pretty quick read. So far it's very cute. It's very funny. And so far the characteristics of OCD that I'm seeing are very true to someone with OCD. You're seeing the obsessive thoughts, you're seeing the intrusive thoughts, you're seeing how he's trying to manage that. And this is Brad. He's trying to manage his OCD with therapy and pills, and sometimes you see it like when he's talking to his dad, he thinks to himself, did I lock the door? Did I keep the door unlocked? And he turns and he looks, he kept the door unlocked. Are my keys in the door? Turns and looks, the keys are in the door, but he taps them just to be sure. So you see that kind of stuff. But then you also see the thoughts of, like, when he's walking down the cement stairs, he's like, I could fall and I could break my bones and I could do this and I could do that. So you see the intrusive thoughts as well that are very apparent in people with OCD. And so it follows Celine and Bradley, or Brad, who used to be friends and then now they're not. They're actually consider themselves enemies. He is like all-star football player, because this takes place in the UK. So he's an all-star soccer player here in the US, football player over there. On his team for school, and she is a content creator who has like 19,000 subscribers on her TikToks, and she talks about conspiracy theories and things of that nature. They used to be friends, they aren't friends anymore. We don't know really the reasons behind that. From what I'm understanding, they have different perspectives of what happened. He is thinking she dropped him, while she is thinking he dropped her for his more popular friends, when in reality, he just wanted more friends. We haven't gotten to the nitty-gritty yet. She is interested in going to this survival camp with a very prestigious lawyer who, because that's what she wants to be. She wants to be a woman that, you know, makes it. She wants to be the woman that stomps on all the men. A really powerful woman. And so she wants to go to this survival camp with this really well-known person. And so he ends up, from what I understand, he ends up at the same survival camp. And so they have to learn to get along. So things I'm sure will blossom, things will change, the truth will come out. So I am enjoying it. It's very funny. It's very witty. The writing is very fun and it's really easy to read and it's a quick little read. I started it last night and I'm already on page 55 and I'm hoping to sprint some tonight. I also did start listening to The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber in my car, and so far it's good. I'm not very far into it. It's very much Evangeline Fox and Jax and all of that stuff from the first book, and it's all starting to kind of come back to me. I was afraid that I would have to reread Once Upon a Broken Heart, but it's starting to come back. I'm grateful for that one. So yeah, that's really the only update I have for you. I'm gonna go home tonight after work and make cheeseburger shells, so it'll be an experience because I've never done it before. And then tonight after dinner, I'm going to go down and get on my bike again. So working on them healthy things, because in all reality, that's one of my biggest pet peeves about myself. In the spirit of full disclosure, I've always struggled with my weight. I've always struggled with exercise. I've always struggled with staying healthy. And so I am hopefully on my way to doing all of that for myself again. So I just have to take it one day at a time, one small step. That's all I have for you. So I guess I will get back to work and these sprints and I will chat with you later. Bye.
If I'm honest, you're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say that I love you. Ooh, ooh, you, ooh.
Hey guys, happy Wednesday. I am working from home, but I wanted to give you guys an update. I finished Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute by Talia Hibbert, and I gave this book 4 stars. It was really, really good. It was really cute. It was funny. Like, I'm pretty sure I smiled through the whole thing. It is so interesting to see these characters go from enemies to friends to maybe more, and it's pretty great to hear their backstory and like why they weren't friends anymore, because they were friends for a really long time, and then when they started like secondary school they weren't friends anymore, and it's really interesting to see that. I will also say the reason I really enjoyed this book is because the OCD representation was actually really well done. I was impressed, but it was also really well done in a way that was also kind of funny, because he's obviously medicated and has been through different therapies and whatnot to help him support his OCD. He obviously still has some intrusive thoughts sometimes, but every now and then you watch him talk himself off a cliff, you watch him talk through things, and it's really interesting to me because Celine clearly knew that he had OCD before they became enemies, and it's really interesting to see her fall back into that role as his friend who knows kind of what to do and what to ask. Like, they were in an elevator and he was freaking out and getting nervous about this interview that they were going to, and she knew that he needed more time to get the intrusive thoughts out of his head. And so she just hit the 8 button and they went for another ride, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "You need a minute, so take it." So there's things like that. And then there's like this scene where she punches him on one arm and then goes around to punch him on the other one because she knows she has to balance him out. Even though he's kind of past that now, she still knows that that's something that she needs to do. And I think that's really, really cool. I think that it's really neat to see that kind of support and how quickly, even if you haven't talked for a while, you fall back into that routine and you don't question why, you just do it. You don't question like why he is the way he is, you know, you do it. And it was really cute. It was really nice to see. And he really does, he kind of makes it funny for himself. And that's interesting to me too. And then also seeing the trauma that can come with child abandonment was also really interesting to me. I didn't know that was going to be in here, but it turns out Celine's dad abandoned her when she was really little. Not really little, old enough to remember it, but she is obviously having some feelings about it because she has made it basically her life goal to be this lawyer that's going to show him up, you know, and say, this is who I am and this is what you missed, basically. And how that can affect every other relationship that you have, like having that abandonment issue really does affect every other relationship you have. So this was really good. I was a little concerned about the amount of information that Talia was going to put in here about being a content creator, but she really didn't put that much in here. The TikTok channel's mentioned, like her conspiracy channel TikTok is mentioned several times, but it's not something she's constantly doing, and she's not constantly talking about it. And she's not, you know, talking about her numbers. There's no real talk about her numbers. It mentions it twice, maybe, her numbers, like her subscribers, but it doesn't really throw it in your face. And that's actually really kind of nice. Like, you're seeing two teenagers dealing with everything else in their lives. Like, I mean, they're getting ready to go to university, and it's where are they going to go? What are they going to study? Why are they studying it? What is, you know, leading them down that path, on top of his OCD and her abandonment, and on top of just making sure they're getting good grades and their own hormones and everything else. So it's really interesting to see. And I really, really did enjoy this book. It was really, really cute. Yeah, and I highly recommend it, especially if you're a fan of Talia Hibbert's writing. I really do recommend it. It's a good one. It's a good one. So for my next read, I am going to move on to Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. I'm excited to dip into this. I'm really kind of glad I read Half a Soul and Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute before I dived into this one, because I know this one's going to be a deep, probably, I don't know, harder read, I guess. So I'm really glad I kind of cleansed my palette with 2 lighthearted reads. And that makes me really proud of myself, because that's 2 out of 3 book club books I have to read, all finished by the 8th of February. So I'm proud of myself for that one. I am really excited to get into this one. You probably won't see me reading much of it for the rest of this vlog, but it will probably be my main focus the next vlog that I do. Maybe I'll curl up in my comfy spot on my couch. I won't say the word because I can't say the word, but I'll snuggle up on in the cozy little corner of my couch and I'll read my book. Today's plans are pretty simple. I have to work from home. The kids get out 2 hours early today, so I'll have to go get Cadence around 1:30 instead of 3:30. And then Charlie has an honors band concert tonight that we really didn't even know about until the very last minute. So we will be going to that to watch that. They have been at the Two Hill all day, which is a small little theater that's connected to the University of Missouri St. Louis's campus. And so they've been there rehearsing all day, and the concert's at 6:30. So we will be going to that later this evening and then probably getting dinner. Other than that, I think it's been a pretty quiet day. I did tell Cadence when I pick her up today, I would be willing to maybe take her to the library. So we'll see. And if we don't go into the library, maybe I'll just take her. There's a little playground right next to the library, so maybe I'll take her there and she can run around. It's really not that cold out right now. It's a weird, I'm starting to kind of get a cold because the weather has been doing this so much around here. It's really, really cold and rainy, and then it's sunshiny and in the 60s, and now it's cold and cloudy, and it's just, I wish the weather would make up its mind. Those are my plans for the rest of the day. I'm gonna try to get some reading into at some point. I have work to do, clearly. I hope you guys are having a good day, and I will try to catch up with you later. Bye. Guys, so
Hello, I love you.
Cadence and I here. So the mail just came, and I finally, back in December, I got an email that said, hey, guess what? You're up on our wait list for Fairyloot. So So I signed up for Fairyloot and I am doing just the book. It's the young adult book. So I'm very excited. I have not done like a book subscription service before. So I'm very excited. I hear really good things about Fairyloot and their editions of the books. So I'm very excited. This is my very first Fairyloot box. So I figured, let's open it together. Shall we?
Yeah.
Got my handy dandy scissors.
Wait.
All right, here we go. What I get? I honestly don't know. I have no idea. I tried really hard not to see any spoilers.
Watch this.
Book only young adult box. January Hidden Worlds. Our featured book of the month is Spice Road by Maya Libram. It is the first book in an epic fantasy series set in an Arabian-inspired land with secret spice magic. Spice Road. All right, here we go.
It's a book. It's a book, guys.
It's always a book.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Oh my, show it to them.
Oh, wow. This is gorgeous. Like, it's very shiny, right? It's got that stuff. And then check that out. Look at that. That is so pretty. I have never had a book with sprayed edges before. So I got that going for me. And then it's all shiny and gold plated and pretty. And then that's inside the book. And then there's her signature. Oh, interesting. And then this is the whoever controls the spice controls the kingdom itself. So there you have it. In the hidden desert city of Olivia, secret spice magic awakens the affinities of those who drink the Misra tea. With her affinity for iron, 17-year-old Imani can wield a dagger like no other, and for that she has gained a reputation as the next greatest shield, battling Jinn, ghouls, and the other monsters spreading across the sands. But ever since her brother was discovered stealing their nation's coveted spice, a telltale sign of magical obsession, and disappeared into the deadly forbidden wastes, Imani's reputation has been in tatters. Despite Athir's betrayal, there isn't a day that goes by that she doesn't grieve him. Then Imani discovers signs her brother may be alive and spreading their nation's magic to outsiders. Desperate to find him and to protect him, she joins the mission sent to hunt him down. Accompanied by Taha, a powerful beast seer who enthralls and enrages her in equal measure, Imani soon discovers that many secrets lie beyond the forbidden wastes and in her own heart. Caught between her duty to her nation and her love for her brother, Imani must decide where her loyalties lie before it's too late. Well, doesn't that just sound intriguing? I am so glad it came today and I was able to unbox it with you. Now I just need my book of the month book. There it is. It's so pretty. Spice Road. I look forward to reading it at some point. Catch up with you guys later.
Ooh, you're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say